If you're like most people, you probably automatically give authority to your reality, but you do that to your own demise because whatever you're taking seriously becomes your reality. When you give it any psychological value or authority, it therefore has influence over you. Think about it. Whatever you place in a position of authority, you're allowed to influence you, you're allowed to have a say. You basically allow it to advise you in a certain direction. That's the same with your teachers, your parents, any people you look up to, influences at that as well. So anything they say holds weight, more weight than what you will for yourself. The reason that this can become detrimental to you, the more you make a habit out of placing authority into external things, is because you'll tend to keep rehearsing what you see outside internally. The more you're rehearsing things outside that you see as your internal world, that's going to be all your internal world is going to be made up of. That's why you're probably always wondering why things never change for you internally, emotionally, mentally. It's because you're letting the outside be your script for what goes on in here, inside your body, in your mental. You let the ego, which is comprised of the five senses, to take the driver's seat instead of your will. You can deliberately choose how you want to feel and think internally. You can deliberately influence yourself through your own willpower. It doesn't have to be through your five senses that everything is dictated. So whatever you notice going on outside of yourself that you don't like or that you wish for to change, don't see it as proof of how you should feel internally. Instead, look at it as an opportunity. Look at it instead as the launch pad for you to go from your current position to your desired reality, to what you prefer. Because what you notice, you're gonna look for meaning in what you notice, then react to it emotionally. And when you react emotionally to anything, you give it energy because emotions are just energy in motion. You're charging that event, you're charging it emotionally, therefore traumatizing yourself. Because trauma is nothing more than a emotionally intense experience. And the language of the subconscious is emotion. And the other language of the subconscious is repetition. And the reason this is important is because once you've noticed something about the event, attached meaning to that event, and reacted to what framework, you've now reacted to how you framed the event, you start to replay the event over and over. So instead of the event just happening one time, it's replayed 100 times internally and marinated in you. Pause. It's marinated in you and it's taken root in your subconscious mind. And whatever is taken root in your subconscious mind will show up in your reality. Your conscious mind isn't the thing that's attracting events to you or shaping reality around you. It is your subconscious mind that's doing that. And that is the mind that's always awake. You know what I mean? The most powerful mind that remembers everything in your life ever. I've started a series recently called Severance. Severance, I think it's called. It's on Apple TV. And what's really interesting about it is that if you watch it from an esoteric standpoint, you can see that the main character, right, he basically has two. You can skip this part if you don't want to spoil. Like, it's not really spoilers, but if you don't want the premise to be revealed now, but he has two separate identities, basically. The outside him and the internal him. The internal him that is trapped, basically. And the him that is trapped is hidden, suppressed. Do you know what I mean? Running in the background constantly. But then it's like outside self is like his conscious mind. You know, he's just going about his day, doesn't even know what's going on in the back of his mind. And that's how it usually is. And usually what people tend to do is shove down trauma into the subconscious mind, thinking that it's gone, but it's not gone. It's still doing things in the background. You get me? And that's the thing about the subconscious mind, right? The subconscious mind is basically a computer that has a program running, and that program that's running is what you experience in your day-to-day life. The things that you anticipate, the things that you imagine, the things that you rehearse within yourself, all the experiences that you keep on rehearsing in your internal world, that still is programming you. It's part of your program. So you don't need anything. The subconscious mind doesn't need anything physical. And that's one thing to take away from that, is that the subconscious mind doesn't need anything physical at all to happen to program it. All it takes is just what's going on in the internal world, the imagined experiences, your visions, you know, the visions you hold dear to you despite what you see with your eyes. Because the subconscious mind will only take seriously your images, the images that you replay in your mind. And the thing is about what we see with our eyes, right? We don't actually experience the objective matter that we are seeing with our five senses, or experiencing with our five senses. We're only experiencing our images, our mental images, and the meanings attached to those mental images, and you know, the emotional attachment we have to those mental images, and how serious we take those mental images. You know, how much weight we let it have over our conscious life. Because all that we are seeing with our eyes is literally an image being created in our minds through visible light being refracted into our eyes. And that visible light being refracted to our eyes is what makes up 99.9% of reality. The other 1% is actually matter, is actual physical matter. So it doesn't, like, the events that happen outside of you doesn't have that much weight. What has more weight is the image that is produced in here and how it is interpreted. So all you're experiencing is your program. You're not experiencing anyone outside of you but your program. So no one has any hold over you. No one actually has any power over you but yourself. Your subconscious mind, your personal subconscious mind, is the key to shifting your reality, shifting everything as you know it, shifting your whole world. And you don't need a stronger imagination or a more vivid imagination to be able to shift this thing. However, you just need to stop placing value upon the outside state of affairs, upon the physical external reality. Instead, place more value on your internal world. Place more value on your imagination and your vision. It doesn't make a difference to the subconscious mind whether things are made up or not. It still affects your subconscious the same way. Unbiased to whether you're genuinely experiencing this thing with your eyes, with your five senses, with your ego. Unbiased of that. So what do you take seriously that doesn't benefit you at all? Think about that. And while you think about that, hit that subscribe button and like the video. Thank you for watching this far, and check out my Substack if you want to read any of the information I talk about on this channel.